In this ukulele video, we're going to do a chord melody that I arranged of the Beatles song, Michelle. All right, that's just a little sample of it, but we're actually going to do an entire chord melody of Michelle. Now, what is a chord melody? That is where we're going to play the melody and the chords all in one. So we're like almost a whole band in one ukulele here. So welcome to ukelikethepros. I'm Terry Carter. I'm excited that you're here. This, by the way, is for our premium member challenge, our August premium member challenge. Although it's actually going to be due in September. And if you're interested in being a part of that, doing a video, being able to potentially win the grand prize, check out ukelikethepros.com. I'll put a link to that below. All right, so let's just dive in to this. Let me play a little bit for you. I'm going to give you some tips all along this video about chord melodies, what you do, some things like that, okay? But here's the beginning of it. All right, so this is a really cool intro. Matter of fact, this right here, just this intro is pretty cool. So if you just start right here, you got an F minor chord. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to use my thumb for the entire piece here. You could do more finger style if you wanted to, like if you want to get your other finger involved, but just for now, I'm just going to use my thumb. How cool is that right there? Okay, so grab your F minor here. I'm going to hit the third string with my thumb and then hit strings 1 and 2 together. Then I'm going to change the chord shape up a little bit. F major 7. Then I'm going to change it up again. F minor 7. I'm going to change it one more time. And that's the F minor 6. So just get that down right there. And then you're going to do this. And that's part of a B flat minor chord. So I'm going to hit the bass note here and then strum, and then take it off. 1, and then 4. That's one note there. Okay. And then you're going to do this C chord. This is going to be your bar chord C, but you're going to slide in from a half step below. Okay. Then you can hit strings 1 and 2. Bass note. All right. So that's it. Let's do that whole intro. Here we go. 3. Oh, by the way, these are all corners. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. And by the way, wait, because we got a slow backing track and a fast backing track. They sound amazing. All right, so here we go. Do the intro. 3 and. All right, now we're right to the verse, okay? And that's kind of an interesting because it's like the intro. It's only 6 measures, which is kind of usual. Most verses are 4 measures, 8 measures, but they have a 6 measure verse, okay? So let me play it first and I'll show you what I'm doing. How cool is that? Now you should hear that melody ringing out. You really want to hear this. Remember, melody is king in these arrangements. You got to hear the melody. You got to keep your listener involved and engaged, because once you lose that melody, you try to get too fancy, do some fancy chords or chord substitutions, you could lose your listener. Okay, so it's all about keeping the listener involved. All right, so you're going to have an F chord, but you're going to have your melody notes here on the first string, third fret. You're going to hit that twice, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to go to a B flat minor chord, actually B flat minor 7, and I'm going to do this, bar it, and then, but it comes in on beat 2, so that's like 1, 2, and then one single note of the 4 on the second string. Now try to keep this bar down if you can, but if not, that's okay. All right, then the next part's going to slide up to this E flat 6 chord. It's going to be essentially the same shape, just slid up, and you're going to hit strings 4, 3, and 2, strum it, and then first string, and then strum the strings again. All right, so that's that measure. All right, and then check this out. We're going to go to a G7 flat 9, actually, or D diminished 7. We're going to call this a D diminished 7 for right now, okay? So it's going to be here. Then you're going to slide this up to the 4th fret, then reach my pinky out to the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and then take it off, okay? Then we're almost done with this first part. You're going to go to a C bar chord, but you're going to stop it on the 2nd string here, so, and then on beat 3, you're going to go this little double stop lick, 1 and 2, frets 1 and 2, and fingers 1 and 2, and then slide up the 4th fret, same shape, and slide it right back in. All right, so let's do this first time through the verse. 2, 3, and 4, 1, and 3, 4 notes. You let that one ring out. Now, I'm not making this arrangement real thick, or I'm not adding a lot of extra notes. I'm keeping really strict to the melody. Now, the second part, the same verse, is very similar. It's almost identical. It just changes once at the end, okay? So let's play it, and then I'll show you where it changes. 2, 3, and... and... It actually 2 spots where it changes, okay? So it just starts off on F again, no problem. That's the same. 3, 4, B flat 7, B flat minor 7, up to the E flat 6. That's all the same, but here's where it changes. When we go to this D diminished chord, I'm gonna hit that once. We did that, but now I'm gonna add my 4th finger to this chord shape and then slide it up, and now take my pinky off. It's the same notes as the first time, but just slightly different. So this part is. Then you're going to go to the C chord. And then these double stops are just slightly different because of rhythm. You have these quarter note triplets on beats 3. So it's. Okay, same shape, just 1st fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and 3rd fret right there. All right, so that's the second part. Now, the next part, this is like the chorus part. Let me play it for you. It's actually going to start on beat 4, that measure we just finished. And we're going to start right here up on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. So it's going to sound like this. How cool is that? Super cool. Okay, so it's going to hit on beat 4, 3, 4. And it's going to have this F minor chord way up here on barring the 8th fret. You're going to hit all of them. And then your pinky is going to hit this 11th fret. And to the 8th fret, do it again. And that's all while you're holding this bar down. So if you play it in time, it's 2, 3, 4, 1. Again, those are quarter note triplets. What are quarter note triplets? 3 notes within 2 beats. Okay, so not 8th note triplets, we have 3 within 1 beat. Quarter note triplets are 3 within 2 beats, okay? So let's do it one more time, then we'll move on. 3, 4, 1, 2, ba, 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 ba. And then you can hit the 10th fret by itself, let it ring. I've changed the melody slightly here till we have time to get to the next chord. And that's something I want you to remember. We want to stay true to the melody, but remember when the Beatles were writing this stuff, it wasn't like they were so strict with their rhythm, right? They were just feeling it. So it's okay to have a little bit of liberty in some of the rhythmic stuff of the melody, okay? Not too much, but just a little bit is okay. All right, so after the 10th fret, I'm hitting this cool chord. Check this out. This is the F minor too, just a really kind of a stretch chord, and I wanted that melody note there on the 8th fret, and then I'm just doing here. So it's 8th fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, not playing the 4th string here. Beautiful, beautiful chord. Then I'm going to go to this A flat 7 chord way down here. Okay, and it's going to sound like this. And that's one measure where I take a little bit of liberty on the rhythm, okay? But you're what you're going to do is you're going to strum this A flat 7, and it's going to be on the and of 1. So it's like 3, 4, 1. And then this D flat chord right here. Okay, so again, let's do this A flat because it's a little tricky. You're gonna strum it, then with your pinky, you're gonna move up to 4, back to 3, back to 4 again, and then 4 on the next string. And you're only gonna hit that chord that first time, so it's like 1, and and then you're not going to strum it again until this D flat chord here on beat 1 on the next measure, which is just strings 1, or strings 4, 3, and 2, but the frets are 1, 1, and 4. Okay, so that's a lot, I know, but you can do it. Moving on though, we're going to do this. Again, really, really great melody, great rhythm here. So it's going to be a C7 chord. You're going to do this bar chord here. It's going to also be on an and a 1, so it's like 1. It's got a little bit of swing into it, right? The whole piece actually got a little bit of swing to it. So it's like 1 and 2. You're going to hit that twice. Again, the melody note is here, this 3 on the first string. And then third time, I slide up to the 8th fret with my pinky, then back to the 3, and then 6 on the second string, and then I'm going to hit this little chord here on the and a 1, this F minor stopping on the second string. So in time, 3, 4, 1. You feel how it's got that kind of that cool little bounce there? All right, then we just stopped here on this F minor, and then on beat 4, it's going to go 4, 6 single notes, and then you're going to go. All right, so notice, what is this? This is the beginning again, except you're not going to do the, not quite like that. You're just going to do this. Strum, first string, next chord, strum, first string, same chords as the intro, strum, first string, strum, first string. Now you're going to go to this, all 4 strings here. We don't use that very much. Matter of fact, you don't really even need to have a low G like I do. You can have a high G. It sounds totally fine with this arrangement. You're going to strum all 4 strings, and then first fret, first string, and then 4 on the second string. Then we're going to do a C chord like this, like a cowboy C chord. Open, open 3, stop right there on the second string. And now we're going to do a little retard. You'll feel that little retardando in the backing track, and it's going to be this G7 flat 9. Yes, it's the same shape as the D diminished 7. It is exactly the same thing. Stop on the second string, slide up to the 3rd fret. Now it becomes a C7. And then you're going to end on the F chord right there with the melody on the first string, second fret. All right, so let's play now. Let's play this whole part because I know it's a lot. This is probably the hardest part of the song. We'll play this starting back here on this 8th fret, and then we're going to try it with the backing track. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, and And again, that you feel how it slows down a turn. That's intentional. And then just how cool is it that it ends right back to your key of F? Amazing, amazing. All right, let's do it now. We're gonna do the whole thing with a slow backing track. 1, 2, 3, and. All right, so how did you do the backing track? Sounds killer, right? Thanks to my buddy Pear for that. Now, this is challenging. I know that. So part of this challenge for our premium members, you can do this chord melody. You could just strum the chords, and we have easier chords for that. Or you could also strum and sing as well. So you have 3 different ways that you can participate in this challenge. If you're watching this and you're not a premium member, ukelikethepros.com/premium member. That's the place to be. Click that link below. All right, we're going to do it with a fast backing track. This is the same tempo that the Beatles did it. Let's see how you do. 1, 2, 3, and... All right, so how did you do? I know that feels fast. It's going to take some work, but it sounds so amazing at that tempo. So don't forget, premium members, you got to get your videos with this up and loaded to be entered in the challenge. If you're not a premium member, don't forget ukelikethepros.com/premium member. Good luck to you, and thanks for being here. Thanks for all the support, and we'll see you next time.